Norman and I were thrilled to have Ida with us this week as an intern, and so usually what we do is we ask some questions of the interns at the end, and they never know what we're going to ask.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a little fun with that. But first of all, what were your overall impressions of the week here?
Overall impressions, yeah, it was honestly a great week. I learned so much. I have been in Team PAC, so I know how like the political process runs, but it was honestly so cool to see it in real time and to just like experience bills going through committees and then they go through the House and or the Senate, and just watching it go through that process by yourself is just really interesting.
Was there one thing that really surprised you about the processes this week?
I don't know about surprised me, but one of the really big takeaways that I had this week was how important the wording of a bill is. There were so many like definition bills, I feel like this week, and it was just crazy how many loopholes you can find in these bills that I wouldn't have even thought of, but if it becomes a law, then we would have that problem. And that's why it's just so important that we have so much critical thinking about these separate bills. And
there's a lot of layers to the onion,
yeah,
aren't there? And then what you've also seen this week is a lot of procedural things that often happen at the end of session, which is also it's interesting. Tell me some other things you've learned this week.
Yeah, there was a lot of terminology that I learned like this week as well, like with the smokeouts and with the just reconsidering vote, like stuff that we don't normally use in Team PAC, and it's just in the legislative handbook. And you guys might not even see a lot of it. Maybe it's just end of week session, I don't know. But it was really cool just to learn that terminology and to figure out what it is for. And another thing this week is it was really cool to meet a lot of legislators that weren't my own legislators. I know the people in my district quite well, but it was really cool to meet just the general House and the general Senate and other lobbyists too. Was really, really interesting. And I guess I learned a lot of how like a lobbyist's work in general. Like you don't hear a lot about it, or at least I don't. And so there's just so much footwork in it, and just like meeting new people and seeking new people out. You don't just run into them and like go and find them at like magically. Sometimes they're hiding, and so you have to go find them. So yeah.
Do you have a good dad joke for our viewers?
Yeah, no, I was like during this week it was really cool to see all the different jobs, and my personal dream job would be washing mirrors.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I could really see myself doing that.
Oh, that's actually not bad. That's not bad. We heard a lot of bills dealing with the prison and with corrections and so on, and it occurred to me that if a prisoner took their own mug shots, I guess you would call those selfies. So,
what do you call a fly with no wings?
A flu.
A walk.
What do you call a cow with no legs?
Ground beef.
A ground beef.
What do you call a cow with 2 legs? Lean beef.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Okay, that's where we wrap
up.
More than enough.